Alright guys, so before I get into the game and everything, I just want to say that I am really sick. I almost didn't do this video tonight because I am not feeling very well. So for those of you who do watch the NFL video, in terms of previewing the or reviewing what happened in whatever week we're in right now, that probably be out to tomorrow, but I've just been really busy, and I really wish I could have got this out to you Sunday. You guys probably won't see this till Monday, so I do apologize for that. But so getting to this video, it's very exciting to talk about because of how the game went. Obviously, going up to New York, you know, on the road, it's cold. I don't know why people talk about that, because obviously not all the players on our team grew up in Miami. I've never understood why that would be a problem. It's different, like, if you go to Miami and you have to play in conditions that actually, like, I feel like the snow hurts both teams. But anyway, the point is, you have that talk, obviously on the road, division rival, and it's the Jets. I don't care if we went, you know, we were undefeated up until this point. It's the Jets, and anything can happen when we play the Jets. So obviously this was a huge game, and a lot of other people don't understand that, how big of a game this win was to sweep our division rival. Because like I said, anything can happen against the Jets. We've seen it happen multiple times where we were the better team, we had the better record, and they ruined our season. So we've seen it happen. I'm not going to bring up you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to bring it up, but yeah. So obviously that goes into your head, and you're hoping, obviously, Ryan going down, can Matt still be the Matt that we've seen and we saw in 2011, and he had a role in 2012 where he won a game against the Jets, I'm pretty sure, too, on the road. So you kind of, does he still have it? He hasn't had a start in 5 years, almost 6 now. So you're kind of wondering about that. There's always that big question mark, and there's a ton of Matt Moore fans in Miami, obviously, that love Matt Moore. So there is a huge question mark. So let's start with the defense, because the offense is going to be the most exciting to talk about. So we'll start with the defense. So the defensive side of the football, it didn't really start off all that well. Obviously, we let up a touchdown to Anderson. I cannot for the life of me remember the kid's name, who's having a phenomenal season. Actually, he's not just making plays against us. He's made plays against a lot of other people. Early on, Byron Maxwell goes down, which I wasn't really worried about, because that took that where are we gonna play Xavier out. I get, you know what I mean? Like how many snaps is Xavier gonna get? I think that would have affected a little bit more Byron. Is it playing? I actually missed the first, I don't know, I think I missed the first 10 minutes of the game because I was at a Christmas dinner, so I had to go back and look at it, so you guys have to correct me if I'm wrong, but they did score a touchdown on a long pass to Anderson. I know that. I saw it, I rewatched it, but I could be a little bit sketchy on the little spotted, so if I say anything wrong, you guys can remind me down there in the comment section. But we gave up the touchdown to Anderson, and then you're kind of thinking, please, for the love of God, you know, play like the team that you've played all year. That we've played way better teams than this team, obviously. So you kind of have that down, and you're like, God dang it, we're letting it slip through our hands. We're not taking this game seriously. But then they actually drive down the field again, and Bilal Powell at this point is having an amazing game. He had an amazing game on us, but we'll get to that here in a second. And we actually got a sack fumble by Cameron Wake. I can't remember who recovered it, if it was Sue and Wake. So that's a good transition into talking about individual performances. So let's talk about, well, actually, we're going to talk about the flaws in the game first before we talk about positive stuff. It's always good to get the bad out of the way before you get to the good. So let's get to the bad. Our linebackers played terrible. Our safeties played subpar. They didn't play terrible. They actually played, I don't know, so they played better than subpar, but linebackers have to do a better job of tackling running backs. You cannot check it down 6 yards behind the third down and let Bilal Powell shake you, looking like he's crapping Barry Sanders and getting the first down. You just can't do that kind of stuff. Okay? You just can't. And it's so frustrating as a fan. I'm sorry, as I'm sick if I sound a little weird. It's so frustrating as a fan watching that, because you're like, just tackle him. Let's get off the crapping football field. There was a drive, we just scored, and they ended up hitting a field goal before half. And that was like all of their first downs was crapping Bilal Powell, getting like a crapping, a safety valve route, a hot route, takes it for, he's like 5 yards behind the line, and Kiko Alonso keeps getting shook and everything. It's ridiculous. He kept in breaking tackles for first downs. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It was actually early on. We were actually guarding the screens pretty well, but that's what the Jets like to do. They like to screen it. They like to get Bilal Powell in space, which this they've been doing the last couple of weeks. Take the pressure off of Bryce Petty, make it a little bit more simpler for him. That's what they've been doing. It's kind of like, well, what the heck? I mean, just tackle him for God's sakes. So that was, I mean, it's really crapping obvious that needs to be fixed this offseason, is getting an all-around linebacker, because we really need it. We need somebody who's going to be able to tackle. Kiko Alonso, he looks like he weighs $155. He just can't. He's a great coverage linebacker. He's not so good against the run. I think that we need an all-around, every-down linebacker. So anyway, other than that, I'm actually pretty proud of our defense, especially our defensive line. They probably, if you would give it to a position group, it definitely would be the defensive line. Sue had one of his best games of the year. Sue acted like this was a playoff game, and that's what you want your big-time players to do, is show up in big-time games, and that's what Sue did. He absolutely wrecked the Jets' offensive line the whole night. He wrecked their game plan. He disrupted them the whole night. He made his presence felt on the football field. So did Cameron Wake. Obviously, he had a sack, a forced fumble, and a interception. So, and then he had that sandwich of Bryce Petty, which was brutal shot. But yeah, Sue had an amazing game all night. He was just wrecking, getting penetration, tackles for a lot. He was doing everything. The run defense also wasn't that great, and that's another thing that has a lot to do with the linebackers. And Jordan Phillips, I'm not going to say he's not as bad as he was last season, obviously, because but Vance is doing the best he can with the kid. That's why, we're moving Jason Jones inside a defensive tackle. We need to get somebody who can play beside Sue too, who's a true DT. And Earl Mitchell is that, but he's not an every down guy. He needs to be taken out. Earl Mitchell, though, showed up in this game too. When he was out there, he made his presence felt big time. He had a couple of huge plays, and it goes to show you, like, if you get a quality NFL, and he's above just a standard, like a solid player. Earl Mitchell is pretty special because he can do. He proved me wrong on pass rushing, and when he's healthy, man, he can just straight ball out. So, yeah, Earl Mitchell had good in the limited snap count that he had, but yeah, that needs to be fixed. The run defense was pretty terrible all night. Bilal Powell pretty much just wrecked us, but obviously that was for a variety of different reasons. So let's get obviously back to the positive stuff. Sue had a great game. Wake had a great game. I don't know if there is a better. I don't know if you could say anybody else can win comeback play of the year. I think Wake is the clear winner of that. I don't think that's even close, to be honest. The way he played. Talk about he was picked Bryce Petty off, forced fumble, two turnovers when they were deep into our territory. That if that doesn't say, come on. To me, he's clearly the comeback player of the year. Dude's at 34, and he's still playing like he's 24. So he's definitely coming off a torn Achilles. Man, he's comeback player of the year. I don't know what else you could say. So those two probably my defensive MVPs of the night. And then we could go to the secondary. Played absolutely amazing. We're going to start with Tony Lippett because I think he deserves it. I don't think he had the best performance of the night, but he had a pretty dang close. Maybe he did, because he had some pretty good plays. Even I think it was on Brandon Marshall. He had he undercut an out route, almost picked it off. Great play. You don't understand. Like, people don't understand how hard of a play that was to make. Tony's long arms deflected out of bounds. Huge play. Obviously, he had a pick on it. Was like, I think he was trying to throw a fade to Anderson, and he picked it off. And Tony's got great hands, long arms too. And then he had a pick in garbage time. But Tony overall had a great game. He was a playmaker. He's been solid all year, and the job that they've done with Tony is amazing to get his development along. And we've talked about that before. And he just keeps showing up, man. And he has become a very good, solid NFL starting quarterback. He's very good. He's very good at what he does. Way better than he was at the beginning of the season. Way better than he was last year. So, and you could always see the talent in Tony. I just think he needed a good coach like Vance and his development. Obviously, he wasn't. He was a receiver at Michigan State, turning quarterback. But he is. I'm telling you guys, he has a bright future as well. And then we're going to the man of the hour, Xavier Howard. Now, you can say all you want about Bryce Petty I don't think those balls were underthrown because I'm telling you something right now. Xavier, first of all, this man's coming off. He's missed. I don't know. An abundance of games. Missed. Obviously over a month. He's missed, and he comes back. He's a rookie, and he's going to be against one of the best receivers in the NFL. Brandon Marshall obviously not having one of his best years, but it's still Brandon Marshall. And this is a rookie corner that hasn't played in forever. Played amazing. He played. Sorry, I'm really sick, but about the cough right there. But played amazing. I mean, I don't know how many pass deflections the kid had, but he was all over the field. He was in the slot. He was on the outside. He was everywhere. He was on Quincy Enunwa at one point. He let up a big play to Enunwa. That was probably the worst play he made all night. Was that play? But then we made up for it with the Wake pick. But that was probably the worst play he had all night. But dude, you gotta give him an applause because that is huge for this defense in the future. Him and Tony, just seeing those two extremely young players and all they're gonna do is get better, perform like that in a big game, is just awesome to see. That for the future, that's amazing. And then obviously. That's about it. I would say those are the top performers. Kiko Alonso we should talk about him. Even though I did criticize him for his terrible crap and coverage of Bilal Powell and not tackling right at all. Jordan Phillips also, he had a good game. He didn't have a bad game. He had a couple plays on some screens that was pretty good, but I'm not, totally bad. He didn't have a bad game. But Kiko, there was a 4th and 1. Kiko reads the play, totally blows it up. It was against the run too. The offensive lineman couldn't catch him. He was too fast. Gets between the tackles, just straight. And we talked about he almost. I mean, he didn't really. He just laid him out. He cut his legs. But Bilal Powell wasn't down, and it was a good job by the defense. Recognizing that and still getting him down. But great play by Kiko Alonso. Kiko had a pretty decent night too. So he had a pretty good night. But I mean, I would say decent because of all those plays he let up. And then I think we're going to talk about special teams for a second, just because of obviously Walt Aikens. Walt Aikens, man, they cut away. We didn't get to see the block until the replay. But Walt Aikens is on a roll. I mean, what else can you say? Blocked the punt, and then recovers it and scores. And then that gave us like a 20... I don't know. What was the score? We had 13. So I think at that point it was 20-10, I'm pretty sure. And so that just opened the floodgates basically. And then so obviously I know what you guys are waiting for is the offense. So the offense started off extremely slow, and it looked kind of like one of those days. And I was just waiting for Matt Moore to throw it deep because the Jets love to blitz, and Matt Moore did a phenomenal job of making sure everybody was in the right spots in terms of pass protection. Did a phenomenal job. If you go back and look at what he did in pass protection, it's pretty amazing, and he did it for someone who hasn't played in 5 years. That's pretty dang impressive. And then I guess we should start with Matt, but because I can see you talk about Matt for 15 minutes for what he did, obviously, especially the play to Deion Sims where we couldn't punch it in. That Jets D-line's pretty obviously. Leonard Williams had a really good game early on against us, so. It's hard to punch it in again, and especially it's a rivalry. They're playing extra hard, so obviously Matt Moore rolls out, which is and I was like, oh god, Matt Moore's not the fastest, but he kind of gives the Jets defender, I can't remember who did it, but he gives the Jets defender a little shimmy shake, freezes him for just a second, and first of all, beautiful ball placement, ball location. Exactly where it needed to be in a tight window, and Deion Sims, what a great catch, and for a touchdown. Obviously I had to review it and then ended up calling it a touchdown, but great play by Matt. I mean, that's an amazing play by Matt Moore. And then I think the next touchdown, so that made it I think that was our first touchdown, so that was 7, and then we missed the extra point, and the next touchdown this was before half. I might get this wrong. Oh man, I think I might get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure the next one was to Kenny. It was I don't know if it was an all-out blitz. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but they brung the blitz. It was pretty good pass protection, but the guy was right in his face, right in Matt's face. He was throwing it as he's getting hit, I think, or maybe it was when he threw it, then he got hit. But it was pressure right in his face. Throws a beautiful pass. Devontae and Kenny wide open on this play. Beautiful play design. I think Kenny was running a post, and I'm pretty sure. But Devontae and Kenny wide open on the play, and beautiful pass. Beautiful pass to Kenny Stills on that play. Beautiful pass, pressure right in his face. And that was Matt's second touchdown. I think, and then we go to the second half. That made it 13 to 10 because they drive down and hit the field goal. And then at halftime, I don't know if we on the first drive did we score. I am so tired right now. I cannot remember. But I can tell you the next touchdown. We have a really good drive. Jarvis. Great play to get us into Jets territory. This was another 3rd and goal, and I didn't really like this play call because the whole time I was like, oh god. And I'm not sure if this was the play that set us first to goal. It was a beautiful pass to Deion Sims right over the linebacker. Beautiful crapping pass. He was double covered. Safety over the top. Man coverage on the bottom, so it would have took a perfect throw. Fits it right in there to Deion Sims. If I'm not mistaken, I think Calvin Pryor was helping on this play. I'm 100%. Sure, but it was a great pass. Deion Sims goes up to get it and barely doesn't get it into the end zone. And I think the following play after that, we get stuffed a couple times. One play I thought Jay scored on. I was pretty ticked at it. I thought if they looked at it again, maybe he did. But then it was 3rd and goal again. And then again, you're at this point, please convert because we needed to. And all the Dolphins' offense is stalled. They've put together some impressive drives and they just stalled out. And we've talked about it ad nauseum. We've talked about it constantly. So then you're like, oh god. And then because we were like at that point we were like goal in inches. We only like a couple inches to score. So I was thinking maybe a sneak, maybe a run to Jay, who's been one of the best power backs, if not the best in the NFL. I'm gonna say he's the best, not biased at all. And then Adam calls another rollout play to the right. Nothing there initially, and then Deion Sims, great play for him to sit it down because I think he was running a corner out to the pylon. I'm pretty sure back pylon. He just sat it down in the zone, and Matt found him. Perfect throw on the run to Deion Sims for the touchdown. And I know I'm talking about Matt a lot right now, but how can you not? And then obviously his 4th touchdown. Obviously Juice had a great game, breaking tackles, running for extra yards. And this was Juice's obviously his best play of the night. His little under the center snap hits Juice right in the middle of the field, in stride on a slant. Perfect throw, perfect throw, man. And this was, I think, Matt's 4th touchdown. Yeah, it was Matt's 4th touchdown. And then obviously Jarvis goes 70-something yards all the way to the end zone, beats Calvin Pryor. Calvin Pryor, pretty dang fast safety. Juice doesn't get a lot of credit for being fast, but he was fast on that play. He's got sneaky speed. And then he obviously goes right into the end zone. I think that made it 27 to 10, or maybe that made it 34-10. I think I talked about all 4. Maybe I'm missing one. So I got Deion Sims. Oh, and then I have to factor in the Wall Aikens. Yeah, I think I got them all. So I got all 4. I got the Deion Sims one, Kenny's one, another Deion Sims one, the Jarvis. So yeah, I got all 4. So Matt Moore had an amazing night. He had one bad play, and that was he missed Devontae Parker. It would have taken a perfect throw. It would have taken a perfect throw. He underthrew him. I think he threw it off his back. He had pressure right in his face. He didn't get to fully get into it. Not all of his fault. And he underthrew it and they picked it off. But that was it, man. I mean, he started off slow, but some of the plays he made. There was a beautiful throw to Marquise Gray to set us up 1st and goal. I think that was the first Deion Sims touchdown. Or first touchdown of the night also. Beautiful crapping throw, man. There's a beautiful throw on 3rd down to Devontae Parker. Matt Moore played amazing. 4 touchdowns, only had 1 pick. For somebody who hasn't started in 5 crapping years, throwing 4 dang touchdowns. I mean, and all of them were impressive. These weren't easy touchdowns. These took patience, field vision, and amazing ball location. And he looked like a crapping Pro Bowl, crapping franchise quarterback this night. So hopefully he can. I know Matt can keep this up. We all know Matt, and he did it. He went 6-3 as a starter, but we've seen him do this before on a consistent basis. So yeah, man, and he handles pressure so well. And like I said, if you go back and watch the game, the way he handled pass protection for somebody who hasn't started in 5 dang years, that's pretty impressive. I know that I talked about Matt for I think almost 10 minutes. But obviously, Devontae Parker should have had a bigger night than he did. Obviously, he didn't shoot. Like, there was a couple plays Devontae was... I can think of 3 plays right now where Devontae was wide open. And either somebody else was wide open, or and Matt didn't see him, or... which resulted in a touchdown anyway, or Matt missed him one time. But other than that, Devontae had a pretty good game. Jarvis had a great game, not only in the receiving game but in the blocking game. Had a couple really good games. Jay has been disappointing. I'm not gonna say he's been disappointing, but he has produced like he has, and that's not all his fault, obviously. Not all his fault for sure. And I'm not blaming that on Jay at all. But Jay had I don't know, I'll call it a solid game. I'm not going to hate on Jay. But our offense played amazing. They put up almost all of our points except the blocked field goal, and we still won it. And we just dominated the Jets defense like we were supposed to. Matt Moore, he should be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Matt Moore had an amazing game, tossing 4 touchdowns. And how could I forget, before I let get into the video, how could I forget about Adam and the game that he called? The gameplay was perfect. To get Matt Moore ready like he did, to call the game to Matt Moore's strength like he did. Just Adam has been the best part of the Miami Dolphins 2016 season, and there's a lot of things to like about this season. There's a lot of things we need answered that we got answered in a positive way, and Adam was one of them. And he is our franchise coach for many years to come. He has an extremely bright future as our head coach. So you cannot put into words of the job that he has done this year, and there's nothing else in a head coach. Taking a team as injured as it has been, some coaches say, "Oh, well, I didn't have this guy and this guy and this guy." Adam doesn't make excuses. He's just I don't know. He's just the beast, man. He just keeps going. So yeah, that is you guys. I am Skax83, and I will see you guys in the next one.